in a brawl with Owlbear, who is a big old guy who is essentially Mr. Plug's pet. And Mr. Plug basically did a fight club thing. Where
Then why
he,
are you talking about it? Breaking the
I'm
first
doing the
rule.
because I'm doing the summary and I have to talk about it.
I don't. I'm just having some fun. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll stop
Well,
interrupting.
so Lavina fought Owlbear. Lavina did not win. It did not go particularly well for her. She did land a couple good hits though. But Owlbear just hit harder and didn't miss. Owlbear hit like a truck. And it's tasks, which one? I think everybody succeeded at their daily tasks, and then afterwards we had night activities, and Lavina didn't do anything because she was too pissed off from having lost to, as she put it, that thing. Um, do anything, so she just went to bed. Avon ended up in a scuffle with Slippery Sly after failing to diplomacy her. By enough that she got angry and fought with him. And they at the end of the fight, she was staggered and he was out. So they fought, had a brawl. Little East then went over and talked to Slippery Sly and seemed to have made some progress in changing her opinion based on her. Uh, by intimidating her, and then we broke for the eve. Then we all went to bed. And in the morning, Annalise woke up feeling pretty shitty, and that was where we ended up leaving off because end of the session. And she's planning to go and talk to Rebecca because Rebecca indicated she knew about medication stuff
Yes. Yep. Yeah,
and is going to
I'm a
ask
doctor
for
lady.
help.
That's correct.
and and she's going to ask for assistance with the unpleasantness.
Hey, what if we like really quickly, like retroactively did the task for Rebecca that she should have done like the last day and the night before that? You guys okay with that?
I mean, I'm certainly okay with that.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll start with the night on the 12th of Desness. This was the very beginning of the last session that you weren't part of, Claire.
Okay.
So what kind of action would you like to take?
Um.
Probably do our alcohol and whatnot real quick.
Yeah, probably should see what things are going to be.
Are you gonna pass up on it, or are
That's.
you down for it?
Oh. Yeah. The try and sneak around, drinking it. Um. I'll just make the board save. I'll just try and make the board save.
Okay. Nice. Okay, you're good. You want to give me your D4?
All right, D4. Whee! Nice.
Nice.
Alchemical bonus.
Okay. What do you want to do with your action tonight?
All right, I'm trying to. Nope. No. Where was it? Notes.
You've recently been schmoozing up with some officer friends of yours?
Yes. Grok and Ambrose.
I mean, he would prefer Croup if you're just going to use one of his names.
Yeah. Sorry, I have things just. I'm just remembering how she wrote them. Because I'm just looking at my notes and try and do those partially. Sorry. Let's see. Items, actions. Oh, did someone get the violin? Because someone was supposed to grab the violin.
That hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened yet? All right.
I wanted to wait till you were in the game. You were a part of the session before I took part in that.
All right.
That would be like the hardest thing you could attempt to do retroactively.
Yeah. um. mm,
Oh, just to check, Jacob, do I get the reroll for the summary?
We talked about this last week. I don't really think so, just because it's been so long.
Um. Sorry. That.
The part about this where it was supposed to be real quick.
I know. Um. What action? What of the nighttime actions would be if I like? No, I better say that for day. Um. I guess I'll just do sleep. I'll just go to bed early. Just go to bed early because I can't think of anything real quick on the spot here.
I mean, there's only 5 actions. I don't think you need to put much thought into it, but
I-
going to sleep is effectively a waste of an action if you don't need to.
I mean, I got like a chain played around the violin. And it'd probably be. I believe you said I already got Grok and Croup to a point where if I tried to influence them, it'd be effectively a waste, right?
Yes. It's the same with Sundara.
Yeah. You know what? I currently have a +5 for form. Oh wait, do I have my book? I forgot to get my book.
Yes, you got your books back.
Yes, got my Tome of Epics.
Didn't someone get
Alright.
their gear loaned to them recently?
That
That
me.
was her.
Okay.
Alright. So I guess I'm going to do an entertain. And everyone's been hearing singing.
Well, they've
So
been
I'm
hearing
just gonna
stories.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read from the book. I'm just gonna like gather people round and read from the book. Give some tales of combat of ancient heroes of ferocious monsters doing the voices for things.
Okay. Give me
Is you gonna-
give me your perform check.
Right.
She doesn't have
This one.
to try to get attention first.
No, she doesn't.
All right, I get +2 from the book, and then +1 for my charisma increase. So that's fuck.
Wow.
No one gives a shit. I guess either that, or I just
I mean, there's definitely people listening to you. You just don't read a good story. People aren't engaged.
Yeah.
What story were you reading to everyone?
Um. Probably gonna, you know what? Given the audience's reaction and my skill, probably some tale of like, probably some tale of like a famous hero who fought and defeated a lot of like lawless brigands.
Probably didn't
Nice.
resonate too well.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. You know, it's knights of valor and virtue. No. Oh. Okay. Okay. That was my favorite story from this book. But I'll find a different one. I'll admit choosing to read parts of it in the original Elven probably did sit well with most of the people here, but I'll work what I gotta work with.
There's just part of it that the vast majority of the crew just doesn't understand as you're reading.
Yeah, I'm like speaking, like I'm like reading, like reciting, like people's like when I'm like talking as people, I'm like doing it in the original Elven and like trying to do like the puns, and they're just like, the fuck.
Nice. Let's move on to your next daytime action. You want to roll for that? I can't remember. Have you
Alright.
gotten all of your daytime? I think you've gotten all your daytimes, haven't you? Have I shared the cook's mate's task with you?
No.
Okay, here.
So what was that? A D6 rate?
I mean, there's literally, if you open up what I just shared with you, you can put
Oh,
it on your
okay.
tab, and there's a button you can roll on it.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Okay, no, if you put it on, like, your hotbars down below.
Yeah, I did put it on the hotbar down
Okay.
below.
Now you just
I
click
clicked.
that. You just click that button, the box, not the text, and it should
Oh,
open up the cook's mate's task.
there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go.
It's like you'll be cooking today. You want to give me that percentile die?
Sure. Gotta feel one. I gotta feel this one of these days.
It would be kind of cool if you didn't, though.
Yeah, it would be.
I don't think you've gotten a low roll yet on that.
Nope.
Yeah, the RNGesus has been kind to me in this one.
This is effectively like a whether or not Krupp is drunk check. It's not like whether it says sober, but if you actually read the text the GM has, it's not actually he's sober. It's just he's not drunk enough to mess it up to the extent that you would need to pick up his slack. So he's still drinking a bunch,
Basically-
just not too much.
So basically, if Rebecca rolls well on the percentile, she doesn't really have to do anything.
I mean, I still got it's just the determines
She
if things are
can't
gonna be
fail.
easy for me or not.
And you don't have to make a check today, since he is sober.
All right. Oh yeah, for this one, yeah, no check required. Nice.
So any daytime action you're happy with.
Um.
This would be a good time to do one of the ones that take a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone else hearing Claire distort?
Just
Oh,
barely.
am I?
Just slightly.
Okay.
Yeah, because that usually means I need to restart my RTX. So let me get that reset real quick.
Don't die on us.
All right. Any better now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to remember. We have Conchabar. We have Rosie. We have
There's other people. There's Mahim. He's a big guy.
Hakeem.
There's
Okay.
Slippery Sly, who is the person who previously murdered some people.
What are we making a list
Oh.
of?
People we know, I thought. Was
Yeah, more like yeah, like I'm trying to think of like if Rebecca would like go out of her way to talk with anyone on the ship that
There's
she's interacted with.
like
Just
20
kinda
of them on the ship. There's Sundar
Yeah.
Quinn, there's Rosie Cuswell, Crimson Cogsworth, Gifford Tibbs, Jack Scrimshaw, Tilly Brackett, Badger, Shavika, Aretta Banson, Phipps Chumlet, Jonathan Japes, Conchabar, Tulich Shortstone, Barefoot Sam's Toppin, Ratline, Mahim, Slippery Sly Longan, Narwhal, Croup, Grok, Owlbear, Mr. Plug, Master Scourge, and then there's some other officers you guys would know, but like you guys can't actually affect, like you can only affect a few of the officers, and like everyone I'm gonna list, you can't. There's Peppery Long Farthing, I think it is. And then there's Rhaeris Crine, who's the master gunner. There's Habley Quinn, who's the surgeon and carpenter. There's Kipper, who's the gunner's mate. There's Patch Salt, who's the bosun's mate. And there's Cocky, who's the cabin girl. Anytime you get food for the anytime you're making food for the captain, she's the one that you would give it to.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah, but basically, like Group Grok and Owlbear would be the only ones you can actually influence.
Owlbear's an officer?
He's technically part of the officer role.
Oh. Okay.
Mm.
He's not a regular crew member. That's all it means to be an officer. Like technically, Cocky's
Ah.
under that as well. She's the
Ah.
captain's
Okay.
cabin girl.
That's fair.
Oh, concern it.
Oh my god! If you don't know, just roll a die.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll just.
You could
I never thought I'd
could
get this
do one of
far
the
this
snooping
path with
ones.
people. I don't. Yeah, I'll just. Yeah, no need to sneak around or anything just yet. Yeah, I'll roll a die. Let's see. What's
What are we rolling for?
I guess to see who I'd try to interact with.
Who do you want to interact with? I think if you give me like a D20, that should cover. It should more than cover all the people that you haven't already made helpful.
I'll just do D20 because like I said, I don't know at this point. I want to waste an action, and I guess Rebecca's just going to try and schmooze with people to try and get her own standing in some good degree. Network.
That would be Mahim. I don't know if you want to talk with him. He's not a man who likes you. One up would be Ratline. Not a particularly amazing person, but definitely easier to talk to. Both of them are riggers. The only reason I suggest against Mahim is because he's very hard to socialize with, and we already have someone in the party who's making progress on that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Wait, it's Ratline's like more your size. It's a halfling.
I'm not a halfling. I'm a half elf.
I know what race you are.
That was short people. I'm not that short.
Well, you are certainly short though.
5'7".
Oh, I thought you were shorter than that. I thought you were like 5'2".
No.
No, I'm like 5'2".
Oh, okay. I thought Rebecca was like 5'2".
No. Like she just thinks I was short people. Like I don't know what is with her. Like collecting the short people.
You
but I
have
guess
like
we'll try and add another one to her roster.
you have like you legitimately have one short friend.
thought Rosie was Rebecca's friend too.
Oh, yeah.
There's no modifier on Rosie under Rebecca.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole thing's like hitching on the violin.
Ah.
Yeah, which is why the violin plot was important. But yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I'll hang out with Rosie. I'll hang out with Rosie today.
Oh, okay.
Because it wouldn't. Just. Sorry, I feel pressured not to waste anything. But I mean, I could hang out with her without wasting an action. So I guess I'll just hang out with Rosie.
Okay, what are you doing with Rosie?
I mean, I'm just sort of looking for her. What's she doing today?
Oh God. Why do I have to do this for you?
Oh.
Does it really matter? Like, you could hang out with her throughout the entire night. Like, you're on a pirate ship. Most people aren't doing the same thing all night.
I mean, because this is the daytime action, so I was wondering what she was doing for her job.
Okay,
The
that's
daytime
fair.
action.
That's fair. I don't know. I'll roll for her. She's a swab, so probably not something pleasant.
She's catching rats. That's what Lilius was doing.
Hauling rope and knotting it up.
All right.
That's a heavy manual labor, which she's good at.
All right.
She's the halfling who did not skip arm day.
So
All
with that,
flex,
I can just.
no dex.
So that I suppose I could just sort of like follow her around with the rope when Scourge and Plug aren't looking. And try and bring up some conversation. So how's today bringing you, Rosie?
She kind of like looks up at you as she's winding up some rope around one of the nubs on the railing, and she says, "Well, it's been going better than the last few, to be honest. Not exactly the kind of work I'd be wanting to do today, but it's a little bit easier on the legs."
Oh, all right. Think you could use a hand with any of that? I don't really have much to do today.
She just like takes the rope that she's like uncoiling from like her shoulder. It's like wrapped around her arm, and she just throws it in your hand and says, "You can finish this."
All right. And Rebecca will start working on that. Conchabar been giving you any more trouble?
No, I think he might have finally been able to look at the signs that have been in front of his face the whole time.
He gives you any more trouble, and you let me know, okay?
Raises both her eyebrows at you.
What? Hey. Rebecca blushes ever so slightly. Just looking out for you. I know he can be a pain.
Sounds a lot like we're retreading old ground here. Was there something you're getting at?
Um. Uh. n- No. 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 Nothing. Nothing. Particular. Just. Um. Man, these ropes, right? All hem. Uh,
That's up there with
I really
I
need
hate
some
sand. It's
gloves with
coarse and rough and
this.
gets in everything.
Oh man.
Again, just the blushes on Rebecca's face as she's saying this, looking down directly at the ropes in her hands.
You want to give me whatever kind of check that was?
That's diplomacy here. She wasn't lying.
Uh,
I'll inspire that just in case.
She'll continue talking with you with the few minutes you have to help her with the line work.
uh,
Okay, what do you do want to do with your nighttime action? You want to get a drink or nah?
Sure. Let's get a drink. Drink. Yay. Um.
Consistency.
Yes, consistency. That is key. Let's see how consistent we're going as I once more try and read the story from this book, because this isn't me trying to impress people. It's this me now trying to tell people that the stories in my favorite book in the entire fucking world are good.
Okay, well first we need your alchemical bonus from the
yeah.
alcohol.
Okay. Wha-
Oh,
Okay.
Consistent.
Oh, plus
wait,
3.
plus
That's plus
3.
3. For that, I was getting ready for the for the perform modifier.
Well, just give me a reroll.
All right.
Consistency. Ooh,
Hey.
even better.
I'm gonna need to if you want to draw a crowd tonight, you're gonna have to give me a bluff or intimidate check.
Okay, we'll do the bluff.
What the?
What? What happened?
I don't. I have like the rules for swimming pulled up on Pathfinder on fucking D20 PFSRD, and like every 15 minutes or so, for some reason at the bottom, an ad player, even though it's playing ads the whole time, it just suddenly gets volume. So I just get random, like I just had like dun 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 dun.
I had
Well,
those.
that's some theme music for Rebecca's attempts to entertain the crew. Clearly,
Yes, clearly.
or for her intimidate check or her bluff check. Sorry, bluff check, not intimidate.
Sorry about that, Claire. Nice. Okay, you managed
Nice.
to get a crowd together to listen to you tell your story.
And let's see if this consistency continues.
Let's
The
hope not
only
for this
book
one.
of tales. What?
There you go.
Woo! Reimagine story. And just in case, because I have to do this before the announcement, I'll use my second point of inspiration for the day.
Okay. Okay. This is a pretty good story.
I decided to speak in common this time, even though some of the wordplay doesn't fall exactly right. And I went with the story of more of a dashing anti-hero, and his men rather than the knight of my dreams. But it's fine. It's fine. I also may have changed a couple of the names to be more like crew members. Just that way, like, hey, this one has your name. Isn't that interesting?
Is it more V for Vendetta or is it more Robin Hood?
It's definitely more Robin Hood, but more like the rendition when he's like one of the true king's men kind of deal.
Okay. You can have a +2 circumstance bonus on all charisma checks made for the next 24 hours to anyone who's listening to your song.
Nice.
Or in your case, your very good reading of a good story.
Yeah. They are good stories, and I'm glad they appreciate them.
Now we can move on to the following day where we'd all be at.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did I have you make your roll already, Steven, for your save?
Yeah, I failed.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's why I got the -2 to con right now.
Rough.
Yeah. Fortunately, when I make my save tomorrow, I will have healed 1, which means I will still get my I will get the +4 fortitude save. But still not ideal. But yeah, she's not feeling so great, which is why she was going to just mention this to Rebecca as she was going, that she thinks that she might have got something from the fight with the rats. You know, as we're making our way up from the downstairs. The middle. It's the lower deck, right? That's where we bed down. Yeah, the lower deck.
It was the bilges where the rats got you.
Right. We're making our way up from the lower deck.
Oh, okay.
She's going to comment to Rebecca that she thinks the rats might have gotten me.
I just had a
I
weird
know you said-
epiphany. If we get Avon a fancy hat, I think everyone will have fancy hats because I know for a fact that Lavina's
will have a
eventually
fancy-
going to have a fancy admiral hat.
Yes. Yeah, and Rebecca has one in her art.
Yes.
So, and I remember you talking about skilled with medicals. Do you think you could help me?
I mean, yes, I did serve as a ship's surgeon, though. Did you ask the current ship's surgeon for aid and they refused? Or did they say they couldn't fix it?
Rather stick with. She eyes you meaningfully.
Okay. Okay. Well, what are the symptoms?
Aching, eh, aching, and fever and sweat. It was a rat. Sort of shows where she was bit, which is kind of inflamed, despite the fact that she healed it over. Magically healed it, but the area doesn't look quite normal.
Hmm. 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 Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. So I guess I'm gonna attempt to treat disease. So
If you want to spend an action doing that, you can. You don't have time to treat disease before.
okay. Yeah, because that's I gotta spend 10 minutes doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can do that later. She was just telling you that you know now. So
Okay.
getting that dealt with like this evening or something.
Alright, yeah, I can yeah, since yeah, after everyone's sort of settled down for the evening, I can that'll give me time to get some of my herbs together.
Thank you. She nods as it continues up the stairs. The deck. The tasks for the day.
And Rebecca will just as usual sort of be slow on the getting up to oh yeah. She just goes straight to croup, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Instead of going up. top
Yeah.
deck with everyone before going down, right?
Yeah, you're the only one who doesn't have to go up to the main deck.
Oh yeah, okay. Nice. I don't have to walk as much.
Let's start with Avon.
Okay.
I can't remember. Did I share task with the swabs or with the riggers last week?
Shared with the swabs. I don't know if you shared riggers.
Okay. I don't remember if I did either, but I will. Just put it on your frickin' hotbar. I will.
Go. Let's see what I get today.
Okay, you're gonna be doing some line work,
Line working, eh?
which is actually one of
Okay.
the harder jobs you could have got.
That is true.
I will make a note on the weather. Something that everyone in the crew can notice is that today, when you go up on deck, there's a thick layer of clouds coming in from the northwest, from what you can tell based on the direction.
Thick layer of clouds.
Yeah, you might end up give me knowledge nature or geography if anyone on the main deck has it.
Sure.
Oh, wait. I do have knowledge.
These will give you different bits of information.
Ooh.
Should I roll both?
I'd say for now, no.
Let's see if my -1 knowledge nature does anything. I'm trained, but I got no ranks in it.
What?
It's a class skill for me.
Trained means you do have ranks in it.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
can't do it unless you're trained.
I just had. Okay, yeah, never mind.
I can make any knowledge check untrained.
I forget that.
So I'm gonna make
Oh well.
knowledge nature.
Okay. Linelise, you have no clue if those clouds are even coming your way. It's not uncommon to see in this part of the Shackles to see clouds coming from that direction. So it's not like a bad sign or anything. It's fine.
Just a bunch of clouds.
Yeah, that's where that's the direction of the eye. So it's not uncommon to see clouds form in that direction.
Okay.
What task would you like to do today, Will?
Take a quick. Where's my? There it is.
Or sorry, Avon.
You know what? Let me move my taskbar real quick because it's blocking my quick shortcuts, making it hard for me to get to them. Let's go ahead and put you to the left. There we go. Yeah, that makes it a little better. Oh, that makes it so much better. There we go. Let's see. Daytime tasks. Running line working. I should be able to make that proficient sailor easy enough. Constitution might be a little more difficult, but we should be able to make that as well. Shoot. I don't have any money, so I can't go to the shop. But I could make a take a chance for that violin if I wanted to. He did promise Rebecca he'd do it.
I don't even have the money for the violin.
Yeah, come on, get that violin. Come on.
Do it,
I'll
Jacob.
owe
You
you.
were very quiet for me.
I said you don't even have the money for the violin.
But I do know her secret. I could try to make for a lot. Could try to lie my way into it.
That is worthy of note. Remember, Rebecca, that like you do need to give your stuff back soon.
Yes, it was on loan. This is all on loan. Except I bought my medicine back.
It was super cheap.
Yeah.
Only problem is bluff is not a class skill for me, which I wish it was.
You know who's good at bluff?
If it's not even, it doesn't matter right now.
Yep.
This is true.
You know what? I think I wanted to try to sneak last time, but I don't know any notable areas I could try for.
Literally anywhere on the ship.
Yep.
You have access to the main deck. You have access to the middle deck. You could technically get into the shop or the kitchen. And then you have the lower deck and you have the bilges. Everywhere else would be much harder to get into.
Right. Uh, you know what? Yeah, I think I might sneak around the middle deck, see what I could find. Make a normal
Okay.
check and just sneak around the middle deck.
Okay.
Who knows
Let-
what we'll find?
Let's make your task rolls for now, your job. So let's get your profession sailor. And then your con.
Here's my proficient sailor.
Okay.
There we
Good.
go. Con is the only one I'm really worried about because I only got a +2, but let's see what we do. I
That's
was afraid
rough.
of it. But I could always go to sleep early to pick that off.
I mean, it would just go off when you went to sleep regularly.
True.
But you don't need to throw it on yourself yet. We can wait until after daytime because you're doing your sneak before your work is done. And you said you wanted to go to the middle deck, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Explore the
So,
middle deck a little bit.
just to make sure we're all on the same page, the middle deck is where all the storage is. It's on the same floor as the shop and the kitchen.
Yep. Hi.
So which part of the middle deck do you want to do?
Curious to see what we got in storage, so I think I might try to sneak around there a little bit, see what I find.
Okay. What kind of skill check did you want to do in there? You just want to look around?
Yeah, I just want to do a little look-see.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
All right, where's my There you are. Ooh, that could have been very bad.
Okay. Do you want me to give you guys like a description? I know I haven't given you the middle. I've only given it to you one time. Would you like me to give it again, or should I just give new details?
It'd probably be. I mean, it was kind of brief. So if you want to give the whole thing again, I wouldn't mind.
Okay. Um, it's pretty empty right now. Like it's not full of anywhere as much stuff as it's depicted here. There are still the 14 pigs that were here when you guys set off. That are caged up. Though you do see that one of them has escaped somehow. And it's running loose. There's probably like one or two swabs that are chasing after it. You can see both of them carrying bags. So they're probably on vermin hunting duty today. If you go to the forward section of the ship, you'll find a couple flights of stairs, one that you use quite regularly. It's how you get from the lower deck up to the middle deck, and then from the middle deck up to the main deck. And just past that, there is the forward mast that Owlbear is tied to. You can see him sitting down on the ground with a club next to him, and he's crushing a bunch of small crabs. And just past him is a flight of stairs that you know goes up to the officer's cabin. And you haven't seen it and you don't know where it is. But since you've been on the ship in the last week, you found out that there is some kind of trap attached to the door there.
Mm.
And there are also, next to the main mass, there are 2 disassembled light ballistas. Actually, no, the light ballistas aren't disassembled. There's a light catapult that is. And then there's 12 barrels that are sealed, and you see a little bit of black liquid that when you rub your finger up against it and smell it, you can tell they're barrels of oil, probably holding like 10 or 20 gallons of oil each.
Hmm.
You can see some of the crabs in Albert's hand. Those are some of the crabs that he's crushing right now. They're probably not all that big.
Hmm.
And he gives you that sideways glance in the image when you walk back towards the stairs.
I just kind of give a little nod as I pass.
Yeah. Feel free to put the fatigue condition on yourself, and we will move on to the cook's mate. Give me your 2 die rolls, your task, and your I don't
Let's
know,
just start with
commanding
the
officer's drunkenness check.
sobriety.
He has been remarkably sober.
I have been a good cook's mate. He has not been depressed enough to drink himself into a stupor.
That's that's something that I'm trying to make clear here is he's still an alcoholic who's drinking way more than he should be. It's just
Oh,
not
yeah.
bad enough to negatively affect the food.
She's his own personal Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh
That's
no,
literally
no,
not
no!
at all what's
I'm not.
happening.
I'm not stopping the drinking. I'm joining in with the drink.
Oh, well, it looks like you got another easy day.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Swear to God, if he didn't plan for this.
You know what? Given the out of character realization that Albert is on the same floor as me, I'm gonna try and talk to my third middle deck buddy here.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy with the owlbear.
So
All
you
right.
make some time during the day. Probably like Croup is he's telling you a story you've heard like 3 times before as he's chopping up a bunch of potatoes. And you just kind of like sneak like walking backwards towards the door.
I love how it was sounding like you were getting further away from your mic when you were saying that.
It definitely was.
Mm.
Oh yeah, as I'm just like raising my voice as I'm getting further back.
And then you like abruptly close the door, and for some reason the camera's still focused on Croup, and he kind of like jumps as you see his alcohol bottle tip, and he like reaches over for it. We yell out like ah, and then he just like takes a swig from it and goes back to chopping his potatoes. Doesn't continue his story.
Yeah, and a later cut over will show like one of the chickens with Rebecca's hat on it, just standing there on the table.
Nice.
Yeah, you come over and Albert, you see he's his right hand, that's like covered in a bunch of pieces of shells. You see that 2 of the fingers are bleeding, his ring finger and his middle finger. You can see he's carved a few lines into the ground, and he's playing like tic-tac-toe with different crushed crabs. And looks up at you as you come around the corner.
Hello. Um. Rebecca, I don't think we've properly met. How's how's the game?
I'm winning. And then he looks down at the board, and you can see that like there's just like 4 crabs. 2 of them are connected, and there's 2 far away that aren't connected. There's definitely nobody winning right now.
Well, could I maybe play around with you?
Uh, he doesn't say anything to you. When you ask, you just see him clear a space. Like he just uses his hands, to, like scrape all the dead crabs off. And you see him. He reaches into like a pouch, on his waist, and he pulls out a few more crabs, and they start running around, and then he crushes them, and then he starts making 2 piles as he crushes them.
Would he stop me from grabbing crabs and helping him crush them?
No, he'd probably start like laughing with you when you're crushing crabs. You can tell he's having fun with this.
Oh yeah. And look, Rebecca's gotten some recent experience with just crushing the fuck out of sea life.
And every time he crushes a crab, you just hear him like audibly say like crunch, crunch, crunch.
You know what? This will be a chance for Rebecca to let out a little bit of her sadistic side. She'll join in with saying "crunch" as one of as she like smashes them.
And
No one's paying it. No one's looking.
he starts to laugh as you join in with him, and you start hearing like crunch, 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 and then giggles a little bit more.
This is weirdly wholesome.
It's kind of like the
Yes.
Addams Family. It's like it's fucked up, but
It's wholesome at the same time. The strange fusion of messed up and wholesome.
you wanna
So are the two getting more distracted with just crushing the crabs rather than playing the tic-tac-toe game kind of
that
thing
sounds
going
right
on?
to me.
Yes.
I love it. Not even sure if Albert can play tic-tac-toe. Yeah,
Alright.
you can give me, if you want to at this point, you can give me the diplomacy check.
All right.
Forget your +2.
Oh,
Oh wait,
right.
well
Yeah,
actually, wait,
was he listening to the
did
story?
he listen to the story?
Albert doesn't get the chance to listen to the story. He's always on main deck or on middle deck unless there's a reason for him to, unless Mr. Plug takes him somewhere else. So he did not get to listen to your story.
All right.
I feel so sorry for the guy.
So, you know what? This is fitting. I'm going to inspire that as well, just like so I can get.
Maybe you can get 2 steps.
Wow.
Nice. That is a good roll there, lady.
Yeah, French.
Yeah, crunch, crunch.
I think there gets to like a point where you guys are like running out of crabs, and like you both go for the same crab, and like Owlbear realizes you're going for it a little too late, and he like almost hits your hand, and you pull it out of the way just in time, and he looks over at you with these puppy dog's eyes, and you see his lip begin to tremble, and then he starts crying.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Albert. Rebecca
I
will
believe
I will like pat him on the shoulder.
I believe we have found the party mascot.
And there was like an audible crunch sound when he hits, and it was really close to your hand. He's like, Albert didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
It's
Aw.
okay even if you would have hit me. I'm a doctor lady. She like
And when
has
you
like
say
her
hit,
side bag.
when you say hit, he like takes his left hand, the one he hasn't been using to crunch, and he like covers his head and his face, and he flinches back a little bit.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Like Rebecca like pulls out her little healer's kit.
And then Lenelise and Avon together pays Mr. Plug a visit that very same night.
I don't think we're gonna try to pay Mr. Plug a visit.
I know,
That will go very badly.
but I can fantasize.
You're pulling your
And
kit out.
all right, yeah, I pulled the kit out. I'm like, here, let me show you. And I offer my hand, I gesture it towards the one with the bleeding fingers.
He kind of like he opens his eyes, and he puts his hand out towards you like really slowly, like you can tell he's still kind of afraid.
Right. I'll be as gentle as I can with taking his hand and trying to like just bandage up the bleeding hand.
Yeah. There's probably like a few splinters that you'll have to work with. But you I don't know, you want to give me a heal check? Let's see how this goes.
Sure. Let me finally use my heal skill.
I don't know why, but this is really giving me some Tarzan and Jane vibes.
Nice. Yeah, you manage you pull a few of the splinters out, and he's like, you can tell he's trying to be quiet, but he's just a loud person, so like he's making some sounds that aren't so nice, like wincing in pain, a little bit louder than he should be, but
It's fine. Rebecca has younger brothers. She's used to it.
I don't even know Rebecca's age.
27, I believe, is what I saw when I looked at the notes. Yeah, 27.
He definitely has like the mental state of a younger brother, but he's most certainly older than you.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was getting at with the she has younger brothers. She understands. She's just the eldest child of her brothers and sisters. It's like, yeah, no, I know you're gonna say fuck, you're gonna say shit, you're gonna like try and pull back. It's like, okay, it's okay, it's okay, okay.
And when you're done with his hand, once you've pulled all the pieces of wood out and wrapped them up and like had to reset like one of his nails, he like reaches out towards you like very slowly, trying to give you a hug.
Rebecca will accept the hug and do the awkward back pats as she's hugging him back.
Yeah, and once he actually gets to the point where he can hug you, it's about as tight as you would expect it to be. It's a little bit more
Yeah.
aggressive, and I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks the wind out of you.
How much non-lethal damage do I take?
No, I'm not gonna make you take any damage. You're just definitely you're like
They're sensitive there, not so tight. Oh. Alright.
Faith in humanity restored.
even if we are gonna play bad guys, we gotta have nice moments every now and then.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Rebecca is very much so yes, she's a sadist, but that doesn't mean she's evil. She's evil when it comes to money.
Okay.
And I think after that, you're able to sneak back into back into the kitchen, and you pick your hat up off of one of the chickens and put it back on. And Krook is still working on like the big batch of potatoes that's gonna make the base for your guys' soup that you're gonna make tonight. He's
Nice.
still got his back turned to you. The room has had very little change besides the fact that a portion of this pile of potatoes that's been emptied out on the counter is now diced up on the other side of him. And I'm sure that like the goats and chickens aren't in the same place.
Oh yeah,
Let's
definitely, definitely not. I probably had to like find whatever chicken was currently wearing the hat and hope the goat didn't like have it in its mouth again.
I imagine that it was actually like Kroop's chicken that normally hangs out pretty close to him.
Oh, okay, that makes
And she like if you get close to her, she just stops moving. And the only sound you'll hear from her is like every now and then, just like a little beep. It's like a little timer. Just go over, grab it, and then as soon as you take your hat off, he like starts moving away.
adorable.
Let's move on to Linelise. Let's see what she's up to.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see.
The Scald.
Hey.
Oh, that's not ideal.
Realistically, this is the best one you have.
No, it's not.
It gives you
Not
access
for
to parts
me.
of the ship you normally wouldn't get to go to.
Okay, I have no. Can't. I don't have acrobatics. Yeah.
So then you
And
gotta
it
give me a
requires.
dexterity. Actually, no,
I-
acrobatics you don't have to be trained to do, so you just do acrobatics.
I know.
Neat.
I'm just. I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna succeed at this.
There's always
At-
work
at
diligently.
first, at
Yeah, that's why
first
work
it-
diligently is there.
Also neat. A PC with the run feat automatically succeeds.
Makes sense.
Well,
I've never seen someone get the run feat for this campaign.
oh, we will try to work diligently.
Okay, what are you gonna use that work diligently for?
They're both are shit. Right now, the performing the task one.
What was that?
The one that actually performed the task rather than the avoiding fatigue.
Oh, acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay, give me your acrobatics followed by Constitution. Oh, and I guess a couple things we could have made note of was we could have had Avon potentially get a bonus to his perception check from an ally, though to be honest, it wouldn't have mattered. You got everything out of that room that you could have.
Nice.
But we might be able to get Lavina. Let me look at your friends. Or not Lavina, sorry, Linelise. Might be able to get Linelise to get some help. There's Swab. You do have Swab friends. Hmm. Now, let me give you a die roll.
Okay.
Give me a second. Oh, that's rough. I'm gonna say no. I was just rolling to see if it was a job where it was possible to help you. Which I'd say some of them are, but currently that is not the case. Sundara's in the bilges today, so she's in
yeah,
one
that makes-
stationary spot all day. as opposed to literally every other job.
Okay. Actually, Jacob, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is getting heal checked, 10-minute heal check, is that going to require an action, like the action for the evening?
Yeah. Because your action that you choose for your day and nighttime isn't a reflection of what you're doing all day. It's a reflection of an important, like the most important portion of that part of the day. Though, like, as a note, like, you guys do have friends that could help you with things at nighttime as well.
Cause we got friends in low place.
That is very true. For example, Sundara could help. Assuming she doesn't have any big plans for the day.
What I meant was, but what I meant was, then I would have done nothing today. Do that if I get assistance.
I'm not understanding that train of logic. Someone else is spending their action to help you. That's not going to affect your action.
I will. I'm going to make my attempt to successfully acrobatics. Oh.
And that's what's getting your +4, correct?
Yep. Well. And Constitution check.
Yeah, you're lagging behind on your message running for the day. You notice a few of the officers getting very unhappy with you.
And I'm fatigued. Some really
Okay.
bad rolls.
We need to talk about this, Steven, because it keeps happening and you keep saying it's going to change, but it's not. You turn into a whiny man-child anytime you don't succeed at something. I have a problem with that, and I know everyone else does, but I've tried talking to you about it multiple times, not in front of people, and it needs to stop now. Okay? There aren't any lashings for anyone today. There are a handful of people that are getting their daily anointment of verbal abuse, though, including Linelise, for their lackluster performance. That's not what Master Master Scourge would call it, but that's the polite way to put it.
Hmm.
And I would say I'd worry about Lavina's actions sometime before next session, but David seems to regularly not be available until 11 p.m. at night. So that probably won't happen. Move on to nighttime actions. What's Lenalise doing tonight?
The first thing she would have done would probably. Oh well, I guess we gotta roll the booze.
Yeah, if you guys are doing booze, that's always a good call. We can just get those all done in bulk.
Sounds good.
Anyone
Sounds good.
sneaking them by?
I'll just drink mine.
Okay. Give me your fortitude saves, everybody.
Okay.
Oh, and there's the pain.
I think you still made it.
Don't worry, I'm with you.
Yeah, Avon's the only one who didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
The
Sorry,
DC
Avon.
5.
So how much con damage is that?
A D3.
Okay.
So if you want to give us that now, that'd be great.
Oof.
Okay. 2.
That
I mean,
On
hurts.
damage is never fun.
That hurts.
Let's move on to our alchemical bonuses for everyone. D4s.
What?
And technically,
Yeah.
Avian and Linelise are going to be exhausted for a chunk of tonight. You still get your actions. Just note that, like, after that drink, you're just out for like a D8 hours.
Come on, roll D4. Thank you.
You guys can roll me the D8 as long as you don't get an 8 on that D8. You can still take an action.
Okay.
And I
Here's
just
my-
need it from Avon and Linelise since you're both fatigued.
Hey.
Nice. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Indeed.
Okay. Ship actions, starting with Linelise.
Okay. So yes, she probably first thing she probably would go seek out her acquaintance from yesterday. Make sure that the message was fully received. Which was Slippery Sly. She talked to a bit after Avon had his fight with her.
Okay. Like most nights, she's probably with all of her crewmates she normally hangs out with.
So Elise is going to head over there, go up to her, walk up and smile the same sort of smile that was that she did last time. So have you had the chance to think about what I said yesterday?
I've definitely put a little bit of thought into what you said. Not gonna pretend I'm too excited about it.
Well, you heard what I said about what happens to people who aren't willing to work with me or who mess with my friends. Thing is, I think that it might be better for you to be one of those friends. Especially given, well, you know what the alternative could look like.
You see her like do a head nod towards like the 4 people to the left of her.
HR.
I mean, the same people they always are. Like
Okay.
Narwhal, Phipps,
Yeah.
Aretta, Jaundice Jape.
Right. Please sort of odd as well. Well, sorry, I'm thinking of what to say. Sorry. You want to be you want to be my friend. I'd have to think about some of your other friends. And she's gonna leave it at that as she heads off. I'll roll an intimidate check. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck me. Next. Accidentally panned like super far on my map. Like just lost the ship.
Oh dear. The ship just disappeared. Oh no, where's the ship?
Okay. What are you doing tonight, Rebecca?
All right. I have two options here. And I want the other players' opinions. And I'm not going to give much information. Just one's a really risky option, and the other is a safe option.
Vote
Are
for
you
the safe
asking a
option.
group of gamblers if you should do the risky or safe option?
Yes.
I
Yes,
say
am.
I say the safe option.
Because the thing about gamblers is they'll always tell you to gamble if it's their stuff on the line. But it's not their stuff on the line as far as they know. Anyways, so Will, safer, risky.
Probably would be a good idea to take the safe option. Play safe.
Fine. I won't do crimes tonight, I guess.
Okay.
Gosh. Oh, okay. So what are these games you can play? I know one of them's like tossing the hog.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games. There's a bunch of fun ones.
Pirate Entertainment.
You can do arm wrestling, you can do hog lob, or you can do heave. Those are the three main ones. Arm
Alright.
wrestling is exactly what it sounds like. There's just extra steps. Hog lob is the one you were talking about. It's where you chuck a lead bar covered in a greased up piglet skin. It's called the hog, and you see who can throw it the farthest. And then heave is a very deadly drinking game where you guys see who can drink the most and who can last the longest.
Alright. We'll go with the drinking game.
Okay.
So Rebecca will put her empty cup on a table and go, anyone wanted to have a go at me?
Interesting.
As
Just gonna
well
leave it open, huh?
as Yep, as well as a single gold piece.
For
One-
a gold.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Roll me a d6.
Alright. It's a 6.
Okay. Contrabar will buy in.
Oh.
And can you roll me one more?
Another D6? Sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So will Jack Scrimshaw.
Nice.
So you
Well,
got
boys.
the kid and the dandy gnome.
Well, boys, do you have what it takes? She says, tapping the gold piece she already put down on the table.
Conchabar, you see him, he takes a purse, a little coin purse out, and he pulls it. You can see it has a decent amount of change in it for someone who hasn't raided a pirate ship with you guys yet. He pulls it out, and you see him like very gracefully like set a coin down on the table, and then he slides it forward as he looks at both of you, smiling. And then Jack Scrimshaw says, "I haven't lost at a game of Heave in over 3 days." And you see him pull out a coin from a pocket and slam it on the table. Give knowledge local by any chance?
Sure. That's one of the ones I can make untrained. Woo!
Nice.
Jack hasn't played a game of Heave in 3 days.
Well, he's not lying when he says he hasn't lost. 3 days then.
Can't lose if you don't play.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting this game. Interesting this game. The only winning move is not to play.
Yeah, the only real winner of Heave are the people watching.
Yep. Speaking of which, hey, if anyone wants to try and gamble on the game, now would be a good time to.
Yeah. You guys got gold pieces.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I got no money. I haven't had any money, so yeah.
Ooh, I could. You know, why not? Hearing his call out, Avon will definitely. He doesn't have any gold to give, but he does slam down his dagger and add it to the pile.
Who are you putting on?
You.
You're betting on me. Okay.
Dagger for the
Good.
lady. He says that as he slams it down.
Okay.
And as I go to walk back, I go, better not lose.
Oh.
So this bet is outside of the pre-existing bet. Why don't you give me a D4, Will?
A D4?
Yeah.
Okay.
And give me one more. Okay.
3.
I like this. Tilly Brackett is willing to bet on Jack, and Gifford Tibbs is willing to bet on Conchabar. Do you happen to have knowledge local, Avon?
I do.
Okay, give me
I do
that.
have a point in it too.
Well, that's
All right,
exactly how it works. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, come on, man. It just
Rough.
stayed on the 2.
Rough. Yeah, there's no like reason that you know of for her to be betting on Conjubar other than his good looks.
Even raises an eyebrow at her.
Conjubar, I mean, he can like hold his own. You've seen him, but like he's not a particularly strong man.
Yeah, no, Jack's probably winning this one. Just gonna be honest with you.
Good luck, Rebecca.
Oh, I'll need it.
You want to give me initiative, Rebecca, just to say we have it,
Sure, I'll do that initiative.
just to give us order to our dice rolls. Okay, we'll start with Jack. Hey. Oh, sorry, I did a strength check. That is not the right check. We need to be doing fortitude saves.
Oh, do I want to? Do I want to?
And keep in mind, every round you are drinking another rum ration.
Yeah. This is the reason I'm never gonna go near Heave with a 10-foot pole.
So why don't we start off with we'll do we'll have these fortitude saves. They're meant to cover the drink itself as well, because these aren't like regular rum rations. These are like way bigger ones. That's part of why it's called heave. Yeah.
No player of Heave wins Heave. The only people who win Heave are the Watchers.
Let's see. I don't know. It's a
You know
fun
what?
game.
Screw it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to sneak a guidance on her.
Give me a stealth check.
I'm going to try to use the "don't lose" quote as a delivery for my guidance. No whammies. Okay, not too good.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay. You didn't roll
I saw
low enough
one
to
more use of
automatically get
inspiration.
caught, and I rolled low enough that you won't get caught as long as you don't like cast the spell.
All right. Yeah, probably I won't. Probably like get a hint that too many eyes are watching.
Yeah, it's a crowded room. You're trying to be as subtle as you can be, but as you're just about to finish casting the spell, you see a couple more people approach the crowd, and you back out of it at the last moment.
Don't you dare lose in the name of. Reaches out, looks at everyone. Yeah. Anyways, don't lose.
I
Okay,
tried.
Jack's fortitude save. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's move on to Rebecca.
Please. You know what? I'll use an inspire on that. I'll use my last inspire of the day.
Okay.
Serving it up Rebecca's way. We might pass the save.
Okay, moving on to contra bars. Oh, dirty. Okay, none of you make the save.
It's that high? She
You
did get a
you have to
13.
drink. You take the damage from a rum ration +1. So give me a D3 +1.
All right.
Yeah, the DC
Trying to
you're shooting
find-
for here is a 15.
Holy,
God, if
you
Rebecca.
have to be martial and have a super high con to have a good chance of making that one.
All right. So reminder on how to roll a D3 specifically.
Right click the D6, in the bottom left, go to custom
Oh,
die,
there
and
we
there's a
go.
D3. Just make sure you got the modifier on it.
There we go.
And I'll publicly roll jacks and concha bars too.
Oh no.
Oh.
This first
Wait,
one will
what?
be for Jack.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man. I swear
I
to God.
just got wasted by that drink.
And here's concha bars.
Rebecca literally drinks herself to death.
My fortitude save is +0 now.
And you can tap out at any point. And we'll go around the table in initiative order. Jack is going to stick around. So he is starting to look a little tipsy. Rebecca?
Rebecca, already getting red in the face, is gonna drink another one.
Okay.
Oh god.
And Conchabar taking... Well, I'm not going to ask you for your roll yet.
Oh, okay.
Conchabar taking... looks over at the two of you. And you know Conchabar enough to know that he's not going to back down from a challenge. But he sticks around. See him ask for another drink. Reaches out for it. And you see 3 more drinks get poured and slide your way. And we'll have Jack go again. Okay, Rebecca.
We.
Oh,
Uh-oh. This
Rough.
game was not a good choice, Rebecca.
Rough.
Look, it was that or strength checks. It's fine.
are you sure this one was the safer route?
Yes, it was safer than me literally stealing a violin, and or potentially money from other crewmates. It's fine.
I thought the safe route was making the heal check on Linalise.
Conchabar can
Look,
kind
if
of
I'm still
cheat at
conscious,
this.
I'm making that heal check at some point, probably.
I think Conchabar can kind of cheat at this.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a good try and magic as a way to cheating this.
Hey, why do you assume it's magic, man?
Look, you don't see a pristine dandy in a hat without assuming he's a bard.
Yeah. He screams
Like the
bard.
fact that he's clean, he screams, "I have prestidigitation" to me.
Oh yeah, that too.
Rebecca had to fight for a change of clothes. Her own change of clothes.
I feel like he's gonna. I just don't know if he should.
He's playing Heave against some people who don't have great cons too.
The one with the best con is fucking Jack. Either that or it's because of his class.
Yeah, Jack does have good con. No, Conchabar's
Wait
just
a
gonna roll
minute.
again. He's just gonna roll
Jack had
again.
a +3 to his fort last time and a +3 to his fort this time. The con damage not get applied properly?
Oh, I didn't even factor that in with his roll. That's my bad. I'll give him a reroll.
Come on, Jack. Pass it with
Seed
the
now.
reroll. Come on. You got this, Jack.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jack
Wait, you're
is
supposed to
good.
be rooting for him to fail.
Jack is good though. Though he still looks a little tipsy. Conchabar, let me double check his defaults. Okay, that's right. Conchabar will stay in. I'll need to do his roll with the modifier as well. Not good. Not good.
Welcome to the Drunk Bitch Society, Conchabar.
Okay. Give me another D3 plus 1. Oh, Conchabar's in the same boat.
On damage, right?
You see,
Clear the stuff that
yeah.
takes a day to heal.
Data heal 1 point.
Yeah, you're in some trouble, Rebecca.
Conchabar takes his drink and he finishes it right after you, Rebecca. And you're gonna see him fall backwards off his barrel onto the floor. And there's a cheer from the crowd. Jack's just looking over at you. You can see him. He's starting to lean on his left arm that he's holding his mug with. He's just waiting.
Oh, and meanwhile, Rebecca's just like leaning forward, like her head pressed against the top of the cup.
Sees you
Like-
swaying a little bit and he just nods. And then you see 2 more drinks get passed around.
And then she taps for another.
Okay.
God.
Jack, he's gonna try. The 3rd round. Okay, he is starting to look worse.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20. Not a nat 20. Best roll I've made so far, though.
Okay,
That's-
I will do Jack's.
Disturbingly true.
I'll do Jack's first.
like Max,
How have
please.
you've been rolling maximum on your
I
damage.
think Rebecca has 2 con right now, functionally.
Yeah, she has 2 con. You're right. Congratulations.
Oh,
With that, she drinks. She drinks it. She like lifts herself off the table. Fuck you. And then she just like passes out, falls off, like topples over to the ground.
And just like the last thing you remember is you've already closed your eyes as you're beginning to pass out, but you can just like faintly hear the sounds of people cheering around you. And anyone who's still conscious can see Jack. He like goes to lift his beer mug up, and he kind of like forgets that he was using that arm as his anchor, and he falls down to the table. But the beer mug stays up. And then you see a couple of the pirates come and pull him, each one by the opposite shoulder, pull him up, and he's like, I haven't lost in 4 days. People start cheering. So feel free to lose any money or daggers that you bet today.
That was a good haul too.
Why did you bet on me?
yeah.
I thought you had a plan.
Yeah, the plan was
You're the
to
one who
try and
instigated
look-
it.
Yeah, I mean, Rebecca was having some fun with a potential chance to win some money.
You
You guys
see-
could have guaranteed winning some money by betting against me.
I had nothing to bet. Literally.
Don't you have your hatchet still?
Okay, I have that. I could have bet that.
You see Mahim take Rebecca and Conchabar's coin and try handing it to Jack. And Jack like reaches out, but he can't quite grab it, so Mahim just like stuffs it in one of his pockets. Starts walking Jack towards his hammock.
That's not even fair. You pocket.
Lenelise is going to drag Rebecca below deck.
That's fair.
So she just comes over. Despite Lenelise feeling crummy, she's still more than capable of picking Rebecca up and carrying her below deck by herself.
Okay. We might jump over to something real quick. I think Sandara's gonna help at least one of you out. Yeah, it's probably best that she provides long-term care. I think that's the best thing she can do today for you guys.
I mean, if Rebecca wasn't basically unconscious at this point, she could have, but
Yeah, she will
yeah.
attempt to provide long-term care.
I'm not because with Lenelise, I think if she provided treat disease, that would give Lenelise a +4 on her save against the disease, and she's gonna heal enough by sleeping that she'll have her normal +4 save.
Yeah,
That
but
would give
now
her a
it's not just
+8.
about you. Now there's 2 people she
Right.
can help with long-term care.
Yeah, there's also Rebecca.
And Rebecca's definitely in a worse spot than you are.
This is true because Rebecca drank a lot. So no, I that is perfectly fair. I just was thinking. That's all. Yeah, because that helps us both. It would also help Lenelise's ex not be literal toilet water, which is what it is right now.
Let me double check her items. I think she might have something to help with this. Okay. Yeah, she'll try. We'll see how it goes. I'll let the roll be public. The long-term care.
Sandara.
Oh, that sucks. No long-term care for you guys tonight.
You know, Sandara, you kind of remind me of my mom.
She actually probably does laugh at that wholeheartedly. And she probably says, you wouldn't be surprised how many people tell me that.
Hey, don't take it that way. My mom was hot. You're hot.
I'm sure she was.
Little Lee's comments. I think our friend here had a bit too much. Just a bit, though. And Little Lee's manages to laugh too.
As you say that, you can see like Sandara kind of retreat from trying to help Rebecca out. And she like tried assessing your wound as well, because you can provide long-term care to multiple people at the same time. I don't know if anyone here knew that. But
I
it
did.
is a thing. So I'm gonna give you I've always ran it as individual checks because it doesn't really tell you if it should be individual or not, and it just says you can do it to 6 different people. So I've always done the checks as individual. Just I don't know, it seems more in the spirit of the game to me. So I'll try and do the long-term care for Lenelise as well.
Okay.
It's weird.
What?
Oh, it's weird because like my browser stopped because I went to check my email, but yet I'm still connected with y'all and with the program.
You know, sometimes I have that happen with Discord, where like I'll have internet issues and it'll hit Discord only, or it'll hit Discord
Yeah.
first. Like I was
Oh, it's the
playing.
opposite right now.
Okay,
That
that
might be
is
my
enough for you
DNS.
to get your long-term care, Linelise.
Ooh.
So you won't
Kinda
have a
wish
penalty
for-
to your roll in the morning.
Ooh. Oh, I will say, wish Rebecca had gotten it because Rebecca's on is really not good.
Really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing that she's the cook's
Bye.
mate.
Yes, that is true. It is good she's the cook's mate.
I guess we should see what Avon's up to today.
Even I think because of the fact that he did have a rough day at work, and the grog got to him, I think he'll just hit the hay early.
I just want to make sure everyone fully understands that hitting the hay early is effectively nothing happening this turn. It's a loss of efforts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, it was DNS issues. Fixed
ooh.
it. I just changed my DNS to Google's DNS. Sorry.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Got real quiet all of a sudden.
I guess we're still waiting to see if you want to do something different after the discussion, or
No.
Okay. I don't know why you're doing this, but you are shooting yourself in the foot right now.
I'm role playing my character. Thank you.
I mean, that's fair. But at the same time, it's still a waste of your time. We can move on
Instantly,
to...
Linelise would thank Sandara for the help.
Oh, she says, like, we're all on the same ship, and we have to do these things for each other if we want to survive.
Linelise will nod at that. That I can agree with.
Kind of having a major brain fart right now. What the fuck is the name of the spell that helps you restore your stat damage?
Restoration.
Lesser restoration.
Well, either, but yeah.
Oh, lesser's the lowest level one you can cast. I think.
Yep. There is no least restoration. It's not yet.
Least restoration, the cantrip version.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, there was basically a feat that was least restoration in 3.5 that basically just gave you a temporary ability bonus that couldn't be more than your damage ability score.
Huh. That's neat. I can see why that didn't exist in Pathfinder. But
Yeah.
that's neat.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have fatigue on yourself, you can remove it because we're moving on to the next day.
Okay.
And I think Avon heals one too.
Yep.
Yeah, and then any of your stats that you have damage on, you can decrease the damage by 1. Ah, there you go. Now you only have a -3 in your constitution.
Yep.
God.
Yeah. The good thing about damage is that, well, damage is an odd number. You take the lower of them, but I think Rebecca just took all 4s.
Remember that also does temporarily adjust your HP.
Oh yes.
The way I would keep track of that, because it's con damage, is I would just put in your temporary box like a set of negative, however much that adds up to.
That's a good.
So just a
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
-5. I have 6 HP. Yay.
Oh man. All right. I guess I need to make my disease roll, right, Jacob?
Yes, this would be the
Morning.
time to do that.
Okay.
You know what you're shooting
on,
for?
Linelise. What?
This.
Nothing. Just give me a roll.
Okay. Come on.
Oof, rough. Okay, let's do your.
I have rolled some bad rolls on that.
Let's do your
The
dex
dice
damage.
tell a story.
And how many is that one? I don't remember.
A D3.
The dice do not seem to like Linelise on fortitude saves. I have noticed a trend. Okay, where's the? I'm trying to click the D6 and it's not giving me the roll D3 option.
You right
Well,
click it.
that's 3D6. Not working. I've done this before.
Should say custom dice.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Just 1 dex damage.
Oh. Oh boy. That was the dex, not okay.
Had you adjust your dex from sleeping last night?
Yeah, I just did, so I just
Okay.
put it back to 2. I had 3 before,
cool.
and then
And then the same die roll for your con. The long-term care, I think, applies to all stats.
Yeah. Well, I feel similarly crappy to how I did yesterday. So, yeah, actually, I have the exact same penalties as yesterday.
Nice.
I just have one more point. I just have one less point of dex damage.
Will, did you have you had stat damage, didn't you?
I had one. I had 2 con, but I lost one. Yeah.
Okay. I should have given you a check as well, so let me do that for last night because you might not have that.
Oh yeah.
Because the long-term care could have doubled it. Yeah, that's enough. So get rid of the other con.
Awesome.
And then I haven't I think it would have automatically done it. But I forgot to automate all the healing. So if you guys want to like reset your spells and do your healing and all that, you can.
Okay, that would get rid of all my subdual damage. And would that also affect my wounds as well?
Yeah.
The long
1 HP per
Okay.
level.
Awesome. So that completely heals me up.
Well, the good thing is, Linelise gets another attempt at her full fortitude save tomorrow, assuming she doesn't take damage, assuming she doesn't fail her rum ration. Where is that? Linelise.
Yeah.
Fortitude saves, which
So
are
the
her good save.
long-term care makes it so that you either heal ability score or HP. That's what it gives the bonus to. So you don't get both, Will, if that's what you were asking.
Okay. That was what I was asking.
Okay. I thought you were asking about regular healing. No. So I assume you would have taken that to con because that would definitely be more helpful.
Okay, so she would have healed up the wounds instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been more helpful because I still got my full con.
Yeah, so no, that's what I'm saying. Like she would have messed with your con stat, so you would still have 1 wound. Because con is harder to heal than wounds.
Yeah.
Though technically, since you went to sleep for your action yesterday, you could have just healed the wounds from that. So you can just clear both off since you went to sleep. Okay. Okay. We can move on to daytime actions, but you guys want to do our break right here before we jump onto that?
Sure.
Sounds good to
Sure.
me.
Okay. Then we'll call it 23 after.
All right.
I'll see you then.
See you then.
Hear that, chat? We're gonna be back in a minute. Go get up, stretch, get something to drink, maybe use the restroom, grab some food, all that fun stuff. Assuming you haven't yet. That's what I'm gonna be doing, so I will be back soon. I am back with stuffing.
How dare you?
With a paper plate and a spoon.
I mean, yeah, you did answer my question of how. All right. I technically have to accept that. Anyways, I'm going to take advantage of the last. I swear I'm not actually drunk. The last 4 minutes we have, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, the best part about Thanksgiving, leftovers. It wasn't the cooking or the family and friends. Leftovers. I don't even like stuffing. This is just amazing stuffing that my mom made this year. Like the best stuffing I've literally ever had. Personally, I think stuffing is like the watermelon of like fucking Thanksgiving items, but this is not. This is fabulous. It's probably my favorite thing, to be honest. This is like my third or fourth time having it since Thanksgiving. It's been almost every day since.
All right.
Love the way you said that. Remind me of Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
There's a movie that he's a huge creep in that I never remember the name of, and he has that really disturbing line where he's like, "The thing I love about college girls is every year I get a little bit older, they stay the same age." Or he says about high school girls. That's the creepy part, not college girls. I think Fool's Gold like made an impression on me. Is it a good movie? No. Is Matthew McConaughey in it? Yes.
Matthew McConaughey just makes any movie instantly better.
I do pretty much. I don't think I can't think of a Matthew McConaughey movie that I just like the movie. I think I just like him in it. Kind of messed up, but or he was in Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, right? That was another bad movie that he just happened to be in.
I've never heard of the movie, so I can't say.
Same, to be honest. I only know Matthew McConaughey. I don't know much about his movies.
I feel like I should wait to say this kind of. I feel like Claire would have plenty to say there.
It's about about time for everyone to start showing up. And it's saying that David's online.
If one of you guys wants to reach out to him, see if he is going to make it, I'm not opposed to that, but I'm not gonna. gonna continue to operate under the assumption he will not be here. You end up getting any of the same friends or parents as me, Steven?
Oh, yes. Got the got Alex as a friend in
Nice.
one of them.
Alex is actually like my favorite character.
Yes.
Okay.
Space sheep.
Wait, what's an Alex?
Oh, it's a character in a game, an NPC in a game. Obsessed with arcade games.
Nice.
In competition.
Then again, I really liked what was his face at the bowling alley? I don't know if you ever talked to him.
Yeah, I've gotten the bowling alley one.
I didn't realize this until after my session, but I guess the bowling alley is like new content, so like I kind of accidentally focused on the brand new stuff. I just really like bowling. Like that was the sport I played as a kid in I played plenty of like soccer, and a little bit of basketball and a little bit of football as a kid. But I never got into any like teams except for like bowling. I did bowling when I was a kid. I love that. And it just, I don't know, it felt right with the character I was playing. The game has a weird way of just, at least for me, there was like definitely this experience where it was like pushing me in certain directions and I was just kind of trying to embrace them.
It's a neat game. It's a neat learning simulator, essentially.
Yeah.
I've played a couple of games like that before. It's a neat one.
Probably my first. And I'm sure I'm going to revisit it one day. Maybe like some piratey stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
But
you guys
one note just after the session. If you could stay for a couple minutes after the session, I could talk to you quickly. Don't mind.
Yeah, I'm sure I can do that.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just put it out there now. So
Yeah, I'm sure I can do that.
Oh.
When you guys come up onto the main deck today, it's actually it's raining. Those clouds that you saw yesterday, they're here. Let's start with Rebecca. Actually, I will allow new knowledge geography checks. There might be an alternative to that check, so let me just double check. Or profession sailor.
I am better at profession sailor, so I'm gonna roll that instead.
Yeah, anyone
I
can
will
do
also
these.
do profession sailor.
Assuming you're going to be on main deck today, you can do these as well, Rebecca. So we'll have you roll in case you end up on main deck, but if you don't, then we can just say you don't have that knowledge.
Alright, so here's my profession sailor. Oh, that is not a bad roll. That is a really good roll.
There's my nat 20 for the day.
Okay. So all of you got a little bit of this. But Avon's gonna get decent amount more. Let's pull up. Have I given you guys a map of the shackles?
I think you've linked us to a map before, but I think you said it had a hard time finding one that wasn't labeled with things that might be spoilery.
I'm not really worried about labels. Let me see if I have one.
I'm not seeing one in my images.
Yeah, I don't think I've shared one with you guys. I guess I don't have one in here. Okay. Or maybe I do and I just don't know where to find it or what it's called because it doesn't have the word map or shackles in it. Uh,
I think, or maybe you didn't do it, but I think somebody linked a map in Discord of the Shackles at one point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That might be what I'm remembering.
There's also a chance that I might have linked one in Discord. Okay. You guys originally were going north. I know at least I think one of you knew that. It'd be unfortunate if it was someone who's not here. And I brought
still
up
think it was missing. If I remember right, it was missing in session 1.
Okay. At this point, you guys are heading no, you're probably still heading pretty far north. You're still going across Jeopardy's Bay. But now you're heading a little bit southwest. So not complete opposite direction where you came, but definitely different. And you're passing east of what's known as the Hawk's Teeth. You just passed by that a few days ago, and Avon can tell that you guys are also still remaining east, kind of along a similar path. You guys are by Motaku Isle right now.
Okay.
Dahak, that's the evil dragon god, right?
I think it is. But there are also like multiple evil dragon gods, so I don't know all of them. I just know there are multiple.
Yeah, I think Dahak is one of them. I think.
Sounds like a dragon name.
Yeah.
At least in Pathfinder.
Yes.
Knowledge history or local checks from Haven. Do you happen to have either of those?
Knowledge, history, and which else?
Local.
I have local.
Okay. Trained.
Yes,
Okay. Ooh, is that a 20? I see.
it is a 20.
Okay.
Where were all of these rolls when we were making saves?
So I actually have a little bit of information to give you about Otaku Isle. But I'm actually gonna leave what it is up to you. Would you prefer some general information about it? And this would probably be like geographical information, or would you prefer a story about it?
Ooh, I think I'd like the story.
Okay. So you actually probably heard this from a fairly well-traveled sailor like a few years ago when he was in port. Like a couple thousand years ago, this place that he called Galgan, it collapsed, and there were two very powerful sorcerers, one named Rogsmuda and one named Grey Wireless. And they came to the Shackles and they fought each other for control of this archipelago that you're sailing next to. They both uncovered this very powerful sorcery that caused the doom of this Golgan place that got brought up again, and they both tried to harness it. Or maybe the sorcery tried to harness them. It's kind of hard to tell. But in the end, They both failed to get control over it because they didn't really understand it. And there was this disastrous incident where Gray Wireless and Rosmata, they both became heavily injured, and they were forced to retreat into Rogmata's dungeon on Motaku Isle for like centuries.
Let me just type this down real quick in my notes.
Creepy story of epic battle.
Yeah. There's a lot of rumors revolving around Motaku Isle on whether or not like there is like a sorcerer's, or in this case a sorceress's hoard there. If they hoarded any of the loot they needed to harness this ancient power. But
Oh.
you've also heard a tale or two of people going there, and the few that did come back didn't come back with anything.
That sounds like an epic place to investigate later when we have our own shit.
Yeah, Avon just with recalling this information just stares intently at the isle, both with a glint of greed as well as caution in equal amounts.
I think it's kind of funny that we sail by this. A long time ago, when I tried to get into a game as a player, I actually made a character who was from this archipelago, from one of the settlements here.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's not spoilers, like it's stuff that like hypothetically your characters could know, and it doesn't really matter if you guys know. But there's multiple settlements there, and one of them is on effectively like a bog or a marsh, and they exist because there's giant slugs there that create this like dark purple dye that people pay a lot for.
Giant slug die.
Yeah. And it this is kind of dumb, but they take it down along the coast to a neighboring town and trade it from there, because you can't get ships in because it's a fucking bog.
That makes sense though. It's a pain in the butt, but it makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why they exist. They're actually snails. Sorry.
Ah.
Yeah, the place is
They
called
are they
Bogsbridge.
flail snails?
It doesn't actually say. If you want to look it up, I believe it's called Bogsbridge. There won't be any spoilers in there. There might be a few like rumors or something you can find that we'll talk about. So maybe a little bit, but basically there's just snails that they breed there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just thought, I was just curious because I know flail snails are this awesome monster that's existed for in D&D forever, and I know they exist in Pathfinder, so I was like, oh, that'd be cool.
No, they're not flail snails. They're just they don't have a specific type. They're just called like a special type of snail. They don't have a name.
Yeah.
They're used solely to produce purple dye.
Yeah, that's literally their entire function.
Well, that makes. I mean, purple is a valuable color, guys.
If you have some kind of dyed clothing that uses purple as a base, it's probably come from Bogsbridge. They're filthy rich because of that.
That is fair.
Yeah. So you guys, like relative to the Shackles, you're kind of like centered, kind of in the center of the Shackles, pretty much directly west of Port Peril, like a few hundred miles, and then slightly to the south.
Or directly to the north of Motaku Island. Is that right? Or did I hear wrong?
No, you're sailing east of it.
East of it.
Yeah, so you're going down the strait by Port Peril.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
You guys initially went north, and now you're going southwest. You're like just getting to that.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely some weird stuff going on with the directions you're going. Hopefully someone didn't fuck up.
Yep, here's hoping somebody didn't fuck up.
Well, so far this pirate ship has seemed a potent land for fuck-upperies, so...
That's true.
What are you talking about? Fruit runs this kitchen like a fucking 5-star, okay, 3-star restaurant.
On a rating scale of 10.
Hey, it would be higher if someone would get us the stuff we need.
So, out of curiosity,
Like a sponsor.
how
Money would be appreciated for once.
Wrong
So, out
sponsor.
of curiosity, how fucked up does Rebecca look this?
You are like so hungover.
Yeah, eyes bloodshot, and probably like grabbing her the side of her head every 2 seconds when you say hi to her in the morning.
Don't talk to me until I've had my wand of lesser restoration.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have.
That's actually a wand that gets slept on a lot, but it's actually really useful.
It is a very useful wand.
Lenelise, I need you to tell me something. Did I at least beat Conchabar?
Yes.
Nice.
Sorry, wrong voice. Yes, you beat Conchabar.
Nice.
Was that your Rhea voice?
Sounded a little like
Yes.
Rhea.
I know. I realized that. Sorry. I hold on. Wrong voice. Yeah. That was more like Rhea than. It wasn't quite Rhea, but it definitely was a lot more like her.
I was about to say, sound a little too sophisticated for a scald.
Sophisticated.
Well,
Sophisticated.
Linelise is not particularly sophisticated.
Fair.
Yeah, it's Lavina's job.
Let's see what task our fucked up friend Rebecca is up to today.
Yes, let us
Fucked
see.
up friend.
Oh, it's easy, you know? Just beating sea turtles.
More turtle.
Back to giving.
All right.
Back to taking the turtles to Suplex City.
So, I'm going to shirk. I'm going to not shirk. Yeah.
Wait, you get to. Oh wait, never mind.
You do need to give me the percentile die.
Oh right. Fuck. Look, this would be the day that he's also too fucked up to do shit.
Oh.
You are just the luckiest little lady.
I am.
This is I've never seen this before. This is a statistical anomaly. We're on like day 8.
Rebecca has flipped heads every day, essentially. In a row.
We're on day 8, and he has been sober every day.
Relatively sober. But
Relatively, yes. He's been regular person drunk.
So
not blackout drunk.
I'm going to do an influence in the sense that I'm going to like take the captured turtles to Albert so we can crush them together.
They're leatherback turtles. You don't even need to crush them.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, give me your
if he wants to, it's more of a hey, if he wants to have some fun.
I'll let you know right now you don't need to.
Okay. All right.
You have been very, very successful on schmoozing people you talk to.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, yeah, it's rainy, and
yeah, you're gonna come out on deck and see that.
Oh.
Kind of shitty weather for turtle hunting.
Yeah. Okay. Shitty weather for wearing white clothes too.
That's the best weather for white clothes.
For you know what? It'd be the best weather for white clothes to talk to Conchabar, see how he's holding up after this.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Conchabar probably would have got some help from Sundaro as well. Not enough though.
Or Conchabar.
Maybe Jack too. Let's see about Jack. Nor Jack.
Screw Jack. He took my dagger.
I'm a pirate, not a doctor.
our doctor was too hungover to do anything last night.
Look, and there's one thing about long-term care: you can't affect yourself with long-term care.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
just fucked for the next 11 days.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm not
then
high enough
Annalise is
level
going
to
to
get less
try to.
restoration.
yep.
Then Annalise is going to
Hey,
try to
fine.
find someone to do a
Fine.
heal check on her.
Give me 3 more levels, and I should be able to give you a lesser restoration.
So I'll roll the profession. Survival. Survival. What up? Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll do the survival to get the leatherbacks sea turtles in.
As a note,
And
throughout the day, the rain is going from like a light patter until like towards the end of the day when it's like a proper heavy rain.
I'm just picturing every time Rebecca goes like below deck, she like lets the turtle down, goes down to the bill, just squeezes out her shirt, walks back up.
You don't have to go to the bilges. Like the whole design of a ship is so that water ends up there, so you can just do it anywhere.
All right, yeah, down main like turtle, and start drying out, bringing it back upstairs.
You like wring it out in the kitchen, and Krupp looks over. He's like, "You're gonna waste fresh water."
Give me something to put it in, then, Mr. Krupp.
Give me like a reflex save.
All right, I can do reflex at the least.
Okay, yeah, he throws a pot and you catch it.
All right, so I'll start filling the pot as the day goes on.
Have the scene of Rebecca like leaning over a pot, just squeezing out her shirt.
Oh yeah. By the time the rain gets heavy enough, she's just gonna take it off to rin out more completely, and then go back up.
The next time you come down with a turtle, you see that like the pot that you wrung your shirt out in, the last turtle you brought down is in it now. Or at least part of it is. You see like a fin that's still sticking out. You can see like the last like 6 inches of it have been mostly cut. They're just dangling off the edge.
Oh. Okay. Uh, sorry. The only thing I can fucking think of right now is gamer girl bathwater. I'm sorry.
What has the internet done to you?
I don't
Too many
know.
terrible things.
Mm. This is
yeah,
the
that's what you
closest
get me.
thing to a nice bath you guys are going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not even salt water. It's not even salt water.
Yeah.
It's not particularly enjoyable, though, I will say, generally speaking. You might like the fact that you're getting cleaned up. I know it's dependent on the person. Uh, but it's like, it's hot and it's humid. Not enjoyable.
Yeah. Nice rain.
But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna check up on Conchabar, see how he's doing.
Okay. Let's see what Contrabar's up to today. Did one of you send me a bunch of messages?
I sent
No.
you a couple.
Okay. I just see I have 5 notifications when I'm looking over at something else. Hopefully those aren't important. Okay,
I mean, it
see.
was I found a PDF that had a full supplement map for the Shackles.
Okay. Let's see what he's up to today. He's doing line work.
All right.
So you're probably like having to move out of the way at some point, or he is, so that you guys don't run into each other, and that's how you have a moment to chat with him. He looks like he's
So-
having a real hard time of it.
We cannot do that again.
He looks over at you, and you can kind of hear him. He's like trying to cover it, but he's like breathing a little harder than he probably should be. Then again, you saw what happened last night, so maybe not too hard. Actually, let's see how good he's doing today. He actually, this is kind of funny. He doesn't have profession sailor.
Fake it till you make it, Bard. Fake it till you make it.
He has profession gambler.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
That sounds like Conchabar.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
that's
see.
why you said he could cheat. Okay.
Not what I was
Gambler.
thinking he would use to cheat, but I could see why you would believe that. And let's see about his con check too. Oh, yeah, and I didn't even put the modifiers in there. He is just doing god awful. He's like pale. He looks like he's aged since the last time you've seen him. But he's putting a smile on when he sees you. I believe last night was more than either of us could handle. I apologize.
Yes.
Kind of behavior was very unfitting of a man like me.
Don't apologize. It was fun. The whole thing was just so that way I could, relax a bit. Past couple days have been a bit on the stressful side,
This rain isn't doing anything to help us, no, is it?
Oh, no. But it is nice to get a little bit cleaner, I guess.
Okay. I think when he says that, he's gonna take some of his hair that's like falling out from his hat, and he's gonna kind of push it back with his left hand as he kind of moves it to the side. You see it like flow. Some water flies off it. I'm gonna have him do something. Nice. Very good check. Give me a will save.
Um,
Oh jeez.
all right, I'll do a will save. However, I will just state that for some reason, this is a charm person spell. You are free to ignore the rule and assume I took one on.
Okay. I would also like a
Okay, I rolled
perception
a
check.
one anyways.
I would
That's
like a
funny.
perception check as well.
Okay, I'll roll the perception.
Can you catch him casting the spell or no? Ooh.
Okay, that wasn't a bad roll at all. Can you give me knowledge arcana?
I
Or
do not
spell-
have that trained.
Spellcraft is actually the appropriate one, so I would allow that as well.
I do not have that trained either.
Okay. Yeah, then effectively what you would see is Conchabar, he begins to whisper like sweet nothings into your ear as you guys are getting close to each other while he's wrapping these ropes around. And he is going to place you under the effect of a charm person spell.
I mean, it
Oh,
does
jeez.
effectively nothing because I'm already friendly towards him anyways, but okay. But yeah.
And he's gonna like try and put his arm around you, like try and smoothly do it as like one of the rotations with the rope, and kind of get you involved with it. So now you're both in like this piece of rope. But
So his arm is around my waist, understood, as he's reaching up.
But you notice this just barely, like he's trying to hide it. But he's kind of unintentionally having to lean on you to do this activity. It might be because he's, you know, a small folk. It might be because he's a little hungover. But it's not as smooth as you would normally expect. Though, remember, you're kind of being magically affected. So maybe you don't notice. Entirely up to you.
And besides, failings and blusters, or his failings and blunders in his seduction is cute to Rebecca, and only makes him all the more interesting to her. So this just works out for him.
You want to give me
Really just
another?
works out for him.
You want to give me another perception check?
Sure. I'll do another perception check.
Okay. Rebecca doesn't see this, but the camera focuses in behind, like doing a shot of the back of both of them, and you see Conchabar reach into Rebecca's personal effects and
Oh, her
pulls out
bag.
a small container.
I only have one small container. Did you just take my Callistrius kindness?
Wow.
Why would he take that of all things?
He's a man of mystery. We may never know.
Oh my.
Okay, so he just took Rebecca's birth control pills.
And
Yeah.
after he kind of he lets the rope tighten up a little bit, and he looks up at you, Rebecca, and he locks eyes. You kind of just lightly tie it off. You could easily get out if you wanted to. And he takes his right hand, which is now free since he doesn't have to hold on to the rope, and he reaches up and he's gonna try and like cup the right side of your face with his hand.
Okay, so that's going to be some reaching up. So I'm assuming Rebecca's got to like lean down a little to let him.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Cue romantic jazz music.
Says Rebecca. It has been a long, and you see him kind of takes him a second to do the mental math. 8 days since I first met eyes with you, and I'm so glad we climbed up that rigging together. And he's gonna reach up and try and kiss you.
Oh dear.
Before he does, Rebecca's just going to ask, Mr. Shortstone, are you trying to seduce me?
Is it working?
Yes.
I'm just curious, is this in front of like the entire crew?
Oh, it's right on the fucking deck.
Yeah, there's a bunch
thought
of
it was-
people working in the background right now.
Of course there are.
Then again, at the same time, over the past 8 days, Rebecca has literally tried to pick him up and sit him on her lap as they're sitting there at the fucking. Yeah. Yeah. So she'll close the distance
Okay.
after she says yes.
You guys
Okay.
embrace, lock lips, and it's very brief, very gentlemanly of him. And he pulls back slowly and lets his hand fall down. Because unfortunately, I must go back to work. He winks at you
Yeah.
and unties the rope with one swift movement. Until later, my darling.
Yeah. Until then, I should probably go back to Mr. Richard. Probably be a little upset.
Do you want to give me a diplomacy check?
You know what? I feel I don't need to, but I will anyway.
The problem is if you roll real bad, you could make your relationship with him bad.
I'll do an inspiration on that as well.
That's fair.
There we go. It's at least a 10.
Okay. Okay. You may not have succeeded, but you have not harmed your relationship.
Good. Good. Oh, I'm already planning for when Rebecca finds out that her medicine's missing.
And as like I assume Rebecca goes back down to the croup with her turtle. Or I don't know, do you have a turtle at this point?
It was she probably would have stopped to talk to him like as she was bringing a turtle back down.
Yeah. So as you walk
There was
off,
just this turtle corpse right by them when this was
Yeah.
going
it was
on.
conveniently out of frame the whole time.
Yeah. There may have been, like a small cameo of like the top of its head as their scene was like showing Conchbar reaching into the bag.
Okay.
As Rebecca is walking off, we see Conchabar. Now that he's tied off the line next to him, you see him as he's walking towards the other end of the ship, opposite of where you guys go down the stairs to get to the middle deck and the rest of the ship. You see him. He starts opening up the container. And we'll end the scene there.
Out
Moving.
of curiosity, Jacob, is this the most successful Conchabar has ever been trying to make a relationship in the games that you've run?
Conchabar has like a 50-50 chance of either being like hated by the party or loved by the party, and I would say right now he's doing average for the loved by the party, though normally it's not directed at a character to this extent.
Oh, the only hiccup with this is going to be Rebecca wants a relationship with him. It's just he needs to know who's the one with the pants, so to speak.
Who's the Dom?
Yes, that I was trying to avoid specific terminology. But yeah.
Right.
Hey, David.
Yay, I am home.
You
Hi,
you
David.
just missed the Conchabar Rebecca kiss scene.
I didn't even
Darn
hear
it.
him come in.
Yeah, I was freed by this magical word called overtime, and they won't let me have any.
Oh, that's fair. If you do want to see the scene that we just had, you can go start the video after session at the like 2-hour 30 mark. I think is maybe that's a little early, but it'll be right about there because we're at a little past 2:40 right now.
I'll just go back and watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. But basically what happened, or I guess, you know what, Rebecca? Well, not Rebecca. Claire, if you would like to throw out what just happened for David real quick, cool. If not, I will just do an abridged version.
So Rebecca was trying to schmooze with Conchabar because they did a drinking contest, and while Rebecca lost, she at least lasted longer than Conchabar. So she's basically gonna be like, "Yeah, no, this sucks that we're so fucked up. If you ever need like a lap to lay on because your head hurts too much, just let me know." And instead of getting a chance to say that, Conchabar went charm person, which I basically went, "I'll take one if this is charm person." I rolled a die, and the die just happened to be a nat one, anyways. Because it doesn't matter because Rebecca's already friendly to Conchabar. And then he proceeded to seduce her with like rope, with like some stuff with ropes and putting his arm around her waist. And without her knowing it, he actually took her Callistria's kindness, which she's going to notice because of the other stuff that Callistria's kindness does. Um, and um, yeah, yeah, he seduced her to the point where they kissed, and Rebecca was into that. Didn't even need the charm magic, and then he poured out the contents of the bottle once Rebecca was out of sight.
Oh boy.
Well, he opened up the bottle. Sorry, he didn't pour it out.
Yeah, we just kind of ended scene with him walking away and looking inside the container.
He might not even know what he got.
He might not.
Hey, so I'm all of a sudden missing the thing that would make me totally comfortable with having sex. Not even though it's sort of a weird subject for me, anyways. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't risk it right now.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Note: I do not believe that gnomes has actually been answered. I don't know why, but there's actually an official Paizo response on that gnomes cannot trade with non-gnomes.
Isn't that how it is for a bunch of the races, though? Like, I just assumed you couldn't, but I'm not surprised that there's an official statement on this, even though it seems kind of weird.
They didn't stat them out, but there is stated that most of the races can. So like half elf doesn't specifically have to be half human, half elf. And neither does half orc have to be half human, half orc. It can be like half. It can be like orc and something else, or elf and something else.
There's an explicit note by one of the creative team, like the head creative guy, that says gnomes can't. Not sure why gnomes specifically, but
You know, they got that treatment in D&D as well. I don't know about modern D&D, but I know in the old editions gnomes couldn't mix with anything, while quite a few of the other species could.
To be fair, the head designer guy for the artistic director for this, he makes some really odd choices for this game.
this is true. But
Like,
anyway,
there's a reason why there was like he like didn't. Reason why Pathfinder's so little evil kind of was for the long time. He's like, I don't like evil characters, so I don't think people would like to play them. And it's like, what?
Oh, though, a reason for gnomes being weird is because they are like they have the Fey connection and are like fading Fey energy to the point where their entire species is like, yeah, we need to like stop ourselves from dying out.
Well, that makes sense. They do have that whole Fae thing going on.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I don't like gnomes. Like, I don't have a
yeah, I'm not a big
direct,
fan of
like,
them
I
either.
don't hate gnomes, but I kind of just think out of all the races, they interest me the least. But the only reason I don't have that bias for halflings is because halflings were so cool in Lord of the Rings. Because
They
really,
weren't halflings, they were hobbits.
Okay, yeah, but
Wait,
halflings are literally
we-
the please don't sue us token estate named.
Yes,
I
so-
know.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
to me, gnome is what you play when you want to play a goblin, but your party doesn't want a goblin.
Or that odd moment when the DM tells you the goblin racial feats are too good, and you just look at him funny.
I take it as gnomes are like the smart goblins.
Then you play a
Oh.
fire gnome and just hand your way to the bank.
Dude, I had in my last
As you
Giant Slayer
incinerate
game, I
everything.
had someone play a volcano gnome, and it was so baller.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't even know there were subtypes of gnomes until the beginning of this year.
Yep.
I guess it
I did
makes
not know
sense
there were
though, because
subtypes
if
of
you
gnomes
look at
either
like
until now.
a lot of the, if you look at like literally every core race, they have a handful of subtypes, so it makes sense that gnomes do too. Part of the reason I didn't know is because I don't care for gnomes. It's 100% my fault. But I think we should move on to Linelise. See what your daytime job and action are.
Okay. Boy. Well, I'm in the bilges.
Okay, let me do a couple die rolls for you. Actually, why don't you roll on? Why don't you roll on there one more time? Give me another job. This is for Sandara. Let's see if she has. Okay. If you want, She can give you a +2 on one of your checks today. She can aid you. Effectively, if you have an NPC that can help you with a skill check during one of your either jobs or one of your actions, if they have the ability to, then they will just automatically give you the +2. And in this case, I would say with repairs that they can.
Okay. There's a question, Jacob. Is there a point to continuing intimidate checks on Slippery Sly, or?
Actually, I think I actually want to make a note on that. When you came upstairs this morning, Slippery Sly, kind of with the with her with her head down, would have like come up to you, maybe a little bit more abruptly than you're used to. She kind of bunks behind you, so she probably snuck up on you because she's actually pretty good at that.
Okay.
That's kind of part of why she got her name.
Sense?
And she would have like bumped into you very intentionally. I don't know what your reaction to that would be.
She probably bumped into her. Literally, she probably just sort of turned to look at who bumped into her before she reacted to it. Because people bump into people a lot on ships.
Yeah, yeah. And she would kind of just gesture like forwards towards the stairs you're both walking to, and she just says, she like gets maybe a little bit closer to you than you'd be happy with. Definitely closer than she's been before. And you can just barely hear her whisper. In fact, I'd ask for like a perception check to see how much of this you get.
Oh dear, I'm not good at. Okay, come on, Little Elise.
It's not like a crazy hard one,
Okay.
but there is a chance of failure.
Okay. Well, that was
Okay. She leans in.
was not a horrible roll.